What is invasive species? Invasive species is an organism that contribute to economic and ecological harm to new environment where it is not native. Natural resources and ecosystem has been threatened by invasive species. These species can be spread and introduced to new environment through many ways, such as human intentional and accidental release of aquaculture species and other means. Examples of invasive plant species include Andean pampas grass and yellow star thistle, while examples of invasive animal species such as New Zealand mud snail, European rabbits, and grey squirrel. Today we will talk about Kudzu plant. What is Kudzu plant? Puraria montana, or known as Kudzu plant, come from pea family, which is Fabaceae, and it twin to perennial vine. Kudzu was taken first to North America as an ornamental. Farmers suggested to plant kudzu as to anchor steep banks of soil and avoid erosion. However, it is known as invasive species in southeastern United States that aggressively spreads over shrubs and trees and killing them.
So, why does this native plant was be introduced? Basically, the purpose of using kudzu is for ornamental plant, as a medical treatment, and also as a food. In 1876, kudzu was introduced in Centennial exhibition at Philadelphia, United States. This sweet smell plant with large leaf and sturdy vine are great as forage plant and ornamental for the backyard. Then, kudzu seed was imported and sold in United States as ornamental vine to shade porches and courtyard of a southern home in late 19th century. In traditional medicine, kudzu is used to fight inflammation, infection, or any alcohol-related complications such as upset stomach, dizziness, and vomiting. A correct amount of kudzu also can use to treat fever, flu, high blood pressure, and also skin problem. For modern treatment, kudzu is used to produce purine, also known isoflavonoid, as a prevention chest pain during percutaneous transluminal coronary angioplasty procedure or PTCA. Kudzu is officially declared as a weed in 1970 by United States Department of Agriculture. In 20th century, this highly protein content plant also functioned as livestock feed because the leaf, flower, and root of kudzu can be eaten, except the vine. Kudzu can be used like spinach, either eat raw, chop up and bake it in quenches, cook like collard, or deep fried. Besides, kudzu should also taste similar to snow peas. Other than that, kudzu can also used to make basket, paper, and as cover for soil erosion.
There are many disadvantages caused by a kudzu, which is one of the invasive species. The first disadvantage is kudzu might slow blood clotting. This is because it might make bleeding and blood clotting disorder worse, and it might also interfere with medication used as a treatment. Second, there is concern that kudzu might interfere with cardiovascular treatment because kudzu extracts seem to lower blood pressure and affect heart rhythm in animals. Kudzu might affect blood sugar levels in people with diabetes. It shows a sign of low blood sugar or hypoglycemia. Next disadvantage is there is some concern that taking kudzu might harm the liver. In theory, kudzu might make liver disease such as hepatitis worse. People with liver disease or a history of liver disease should avoid this kudzu type. The next kudzu disadvantages is kudzu overwhelms other plants, including crops, as it spreads into their territory, blocking the sunlight and interfering with chlorophyll productions. Trees are vulnerable to kudzu vine, which can damage tree branches and also a trunk. Next disadvantages is kudzu has damaged industry that are supported by the power lines. They are dense and heavy when they grow into power lines and poles, making them collapse, causing the power outages. The next disadvantages is It increases the nitrogen content in soil, causes native plants to die out, leaving them with soil content that makes them unable to thrive out.
How to handle Kudzu species? There are several methods that used by southeastern United States to control the Kudzu species. These include mechanical, chemical, and animal method. For mechanical method, it involves moving the vine or cutting it back. Although these methods are more effective than herbicide, but it takes time. A vine must be moved down just above a ground level every month or 2 months during the growing season in order to prevent them from growing back. Other than that, the best Kudzu fighting strategy is to keep it off your land. But if it close by, build a barrier such as a tall fence that is buried at least 4 inches underground. Be on guard because the vine will try to climb over the fence. Fully cover the Kudzu with grass clipping or other mulch to roll it off light and oxygen. Plastic sheeting also can be used as it will create heat and kill the plant. Smother the Kudzu entirely with starch so that it will receive no rain or sunlight. For the chemical method, as we know that a different and less time-consuming option for the control of Kudzu is treatment with herbicide. The herbicide that used are pichloram and tacrophyll, but the most effective are pichloram. However, chemical treatment are expensive, and killing off the plant completely will require a large amount of herbicide, between 40 to 80 gallons per hour. The herbicides are found to be the most effective when they are used during the typical growing season on June until October. Another form of chemical removal other than herbicide is soil solarization. Soil solarization is the thermal heat method that utilises the solar enhanced heating of the soil to kill the root system of the plant. Lastly, for animal method, grazing by goat, sheep, and pig are the best method for control the vine. This is because it can reduce the odds of Kudzu every day.
In a nutshell, invasive species influence damage to environment, health, and economy. It will decrease biodiversity and natural resources. There are few ways to avoid this Kudzu plant from growing and killing other plants, such as eating by goats, herbicide control, manual cutting, or mowing. Northern winters also tend to kill this plant stem, but the roots were allowed to survive. Awareness about invasive species should be spread in order to maintain balanced ecological system. Education acts as the best method and approach to escalate awareness among society.